Let me talk to somebody who's hanging by a thread. You're tired, worn out, disappointed. You've cried yourself to sleep more nights than you can count. You've been pushed, pulled, tested, and stretched beyond your limit. But hear me loud and clear today. You must not give up. You've come too far to quit now. You've survived too much to turn around now. This pain you're feeling is not punishment, it's preparation. This valley you're walking through, it's not your grave, it's your ground for growth. You don't see it yet, but something's shifting in your favor. While you're struggling in the dark, the roots of your destiny are going deeper. Every tear you've cried is watering the soil for your breakthrough. Every setback is a setup for something greater. God doesn't waste pain. He uses it to build warriors. So don't you dare throw in the towel. Don't you dare walk away from what's still growing. You are closer than you think. This battle you're facing, it's not your ending, it's your proving ground. You don't need everybody to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself again. The lion inside you may have gone quiet, but it's still there. Stir it up. Wake it up. Speak to it. Tell yourself, I will rise again. The storms don't last forever, but strong souls do. You've got the power. You've got the fire. You've got the calling. And above all, you got a reason. So stand up, square your shoulders, and say it with your chest. Zazzle, I will not give up. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. It doesn't mean you're broken or unworthy or forgotten. Sometimes the very presence of pain is the signal that you're on the edge of something new, something powerful, something divine. Growth never happens in comfort. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is refined by fire, and so are you. It's okay to feel fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Those emotions don't disqualify you from greatness. They prove you're human. They prove you're in the middle of transformation. You don't have to pretend to be strong all the time. You don't have to wear the mask that says, I've got it all together, when your soul is screaming for rest. Strength isn't about having no fear. It's about walking forward in spite of it. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't need to have all the answers to take the next step. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of courage. When you admit I'm tired, when you whisper, I don't know how this ends, when you reach out instead of shutting down, that's real strength. That's the kind of raw honesty that builds resilience. That's the foundation of comeback story. People who rise aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who fall and refuse to stay down. They limp forward, they crawl if they have to. They cry along the way, but keep moving because deep down they understand something sacred. What you're going through is not here to destroy you, it's here to develop you. Pain stretches you. It opens you. It breaks the shell of what was so something greater can be born. It humbles your pride, sharpens your focus, and tests your faith. If you let it, it will awaken the fight inside you. The pain you're feeling right now is not just an ache. It's a call to rise, a call to shift, a call to become. So if you feel the weight, if you're shaking, if you're unsure, breathe. You're not behind. You're being built. You're in the making. You're in the process of becoming the version of yourself that can handle the promise that's been waiting for you. You've come too far to quit. You've walked through storms that would have broken others. You stood in the fire, felt the sting of betrayal, endured the silence of unanswered prayers, and still, you're here. You may be tired, but you're not finished. You may be bruised, but you're not broken. Everything you've gone through has brought you to this point, not to leave you stranded, but to show you just how much power you carry inside. Quitting would make sense if you hadn't already survived so much, but you didn't make it this far just to walk away. Look back for a moment, not to dwell, but to remind yourself, remember the nights you cried, but still got up the next day. Remember the times you felt empty, but kept pouring into others. Remember when you had no idea how you'd make it, but somehow you did. That's not weakness, that's strength. You didn't come through all of that pain, that loss, that rejection to stop now. There is something ahead worth pressing for. And even if the road is hard and the climb steep, there is purpose in every step. Every scar on your soul is a chapter of survival. Every burden you carried built your endurance. You have been tested, refined, and reshaped by experience. You've learned things that can't be taught in peace, only in pressure. Yes, it would be easier to give up, but ease never births greatness. And you were made for more than easy. You were made for impact, for change, for legacy. You are still in the fight for a reason. There is a reason your heart is still beating, your lungs still breathing, your soul still whispering, try again. That whisper is not weakness, it's destiny calling your name. So even when quitting seems logical, even when you feel like you're out of strength, remind yourself, you didn't make it this far to stop. You didn't push through all of that to let go now. There's more in you, there's more ahead, and your breakthrough might be one more step beyond your breaking point. Keep walking. Your valley is not your grave. It may feel dark, low, and lonely right now, but this is not where your story ends. Just because you're in a low place doesn't mean you've been buried. It means you've been planted. And what's planted must rise. The valley isn't the end, it's the beginning of something deeper. Something that couldn't grow on the mountaintop, had to be nurtured in the shadow. This low place you're walking through is not punishment, it's process. It's where roots are forced to grow stronger. It's where pride is stripped away so purpose can rise in its place. It's where you stop pretending and start depending on grace, on faith, on the fight you didn't know you had. It's where your tears shaped and sharpened. It's where your tears don't go unnoticed, they go to work. Don't let the stillness fool you. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening. Some of your greatest breakthroughs will be born in silence. Some of your deepest growth will happen when nobody's watching. The valley has a way of revealing what the surface tried to hide. It exposes who you really are and makes room for who you're meant to become. Others may have counted you out because of where you are, but they don't know what God is doing beneath the surface. They don't see the roots going deep, the strength being built, the resolve being restored. The valley isn't meant to keep you down. It's preparing you to rise with wisdom, with power, and with clarity. It's not where your vision dies. It's where your vision is refined. You may feel like everything is against you, but you are not alone in the valley. You are being guided even when you can't see the way. There is purpose in every shadow. There is light on the other side. This place is not your grave. It's your ground for glory. You will not be buried here. You will rise from here. You were never meant to die in this valley. You were meant to grow, to fight, to overcome, and to walk out stronger than you came in. Keep walking. Keep breathing. Your story is not over. Tears water the soil of your breakthrough. Every drop that's fallen from your eyes carries a story of pain, of struggle, of heartbreak, of trying to hold on when everything around you is falling apart. Those tears may feel like weakness, but they are sacred. They are evidence that you cared, that you loved deeply, that you fought hard, and they have not been wasted. They are not forgotten. They are sowing seeds in a soil you cannot yet see. Breakthroughs aren't born from perfection. They're born from perseverance, from showing up when you'd rather disappear, from believing when everything in you wants to give up, from crying in secret and still choosing to move forward. Every tear you've cried in the midnight hour, every silent sob when no one was watching, every ache you couldn't put into words, those were not the end. They were the beginning of something new stirring inside you. Sometimes God doesn't remove the pain right away because he's using it to fertilize the ground for your next season. The tears that fall in the dark nourish the roots of your faith, your resilience, your purpose. They break open the hardness of disappointment, of rejection, of unanswered questions, so that something softer, something fuller, something stronger can grow. You may think you've been broken beyond repair, but in the breaking, something beautiful is being formed. What felt like falling apart is really falling into place. Your tears are not a sign that you're defeated. They're a sign that you're still alive, still pressing, still fighting. They speak of a soul that refuses to go numb. They are proof that your heart is still open, still seeking, still reaching for something better. And make no mistake, there is something better ahead. The tears of this season are preparing you for the joy of the next. You are watering the very ground where your healing will rise, where your joy will return, where your strength will bloom again. So cry if you need to, but know that every tear is a seed. And in time, that seed will break through the soil. It will reach for the light, and it will remind you that nothing you've suffered was in vain. You are closer than you think. Closer to the breakthrough, closer to the healing, closer to the version of you that's been quietly forming beneath all the pressure. It may not look like it. You may not feel it. Everything around you might be screaming that nothing is changing, but don't let what you see fool you. Progress doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it hides beneath the surface, growing quietly in places your eyes can't yet reach. You've been fighting battles in silence. You've been making hard decisions in private. You've been showing up, pushing through, holding on when everything in you wanted to give up. That kind of persistence doesn't go unrewarded. Every step, even the smallest one, has been moving you forward. Every yes to keep going, even through tears, even in fear, even when you felt empty, those were the steps that brought you here. And here is closer than you've ever been. Sometimes you can be so deep in the fight that you can't see how far you've come. You forget how many mountains you've already climbed because you're staring at the one in front of you. But just because you don't feel the momentum doesn't mean it isn't there. The shift is happening. The change is already in motion. Destiny doesn't always announce itself when it arrives. It often shows up disguised in struggle. Breakthrough doesn't come with a parade. It comes when you least expect it, right after you thought you couldn't take one more step. That's how close you are, right on the edge. And if you could see how near the finish line truly is, you'd wipe your tears, square your shoulders, and run again. You'd understand that all the waiting, all the pressing, all the stretching has not been in vain. You've been planning, preparing, and pressing long enough. The harvest is on the way. You are not starting over. You are stepping in. You are not lost. You are aligned. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, and you are closer than you think. Don't stop now. Setbacks are setups for comebacks. What looks like a detour is often divine direction. That door that slammed shut wasn't rejection. That delay wasn't denial, it was preparation. You thought you were losing ground, but really you were being positioned for something greater than what you had planned. Sometimes life has to strip you, humble you, and reroute you so you're ready for the blessing that won't break you. You see, a setback isn't the end of the story, it's the turning point. It's that chapter where everything falls apart just before everything comes together. It's the moment when the crowd walks away, the lights go out, and you're left with nothing but your faith and your fight. And that's exactly where your comeback begins. Not in the applause, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows, where God does his best work. Don't despise the setback. Lean into it. Let it teach you, shape you, strip away what doesn't serve you. Let it refine your character and clarify your vision. Sometimes it takes a fall to wake up the fire. Sometimes it takes losing what you thought you needed to discover what you truly carry inside. And what you carry is greater than what you lost. You may feel like the enemy tried to destroy you, but he underestimated your bounce back. He didn't realize that when you fall, you rise stronger. When you're pushed down, you rise deeper. You've got a spirit that doesn't quit. You've got a purpose that can't be buried. And you've got a comeback that's going to silence every doubt and every voice that said you couldn't. This is not the end, it's the setup. The stage is being set behind the scenes. What looked like a fall is actually a foundation. What looked like a loss is actually leverage. And when you rise, because you will rise, it won't just be for you, it will inspire someone else who's watching, waiting, and hoping their own setback still has meaning. So take a breath, stand back up, adjust your crown. You've been knocked down, but you're not knocked out. This setback is just the soil. The comeback is already in motion. Keep going. You don't need universal approval. You don't need everyone to clap for you, believe in you, or even understand you. Approval is not the fuel that drives destiny. Purpose. Some of the greatest moves you'll ever make in life will be misunderstood, questioned, or outright rejected by the very people you thought would support you. But hear this. Their acceptance is not a requirement for your assignment. You were not built to be liked. You were built to be impactful. And impact doesn't always come with applause. Sometimes it comes with isolation. Sometimes it comes with standing alone in the truth you know you were born to carry. And that's okay, because what you're carrying wasn't meant for everyone to understand. It's personal, it's sacred, and it's powerful. Too many people miss their moment trying to win a crowd that was never meant to go with them. You weren't created to blend in. You weren't designed to shrink for someone else's comfort. If your vision offends them, if your progress exposes their stagnation, that's not your problem. You don't need their permission to be who you are. You don't need their validation to walk in your calling. You don't need the masses to tell you you're worthy. You already are. The truth is, some of the loudest critics are silent admirers. They see your strength. They see your resilience. They see your rising, and it makes them uncomfortable. But don't let that stop you. Let it remind you that you're on the right path, that your voice matters, your dream is valid, and your presence has purpose. If nobody else claps, clap for yourself. If no one else believes, speak